Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Millicent Walker, standing in for the next couple of months for your regular host, Shola Shoyele. In the past few days, there has been an exodus of defections from one political party to another, from members of one political party at the Senate defecting to another party, to members in the House of Representatives also switching parties. The last few days have also seen some members of the executive defect, and it isn't the first time. Lawmakers have in the past cross-carpeted, citing division at the levels of their former party as reasons for leaving. But what are the legal implications of these defections? Two lawyers discuss the consequences of Nigeria's anti-defection law. What are the legal and constitutional bases that supports political party defections in Nigeria?
Well, I think it will be important to address this issue from different perspectives. First of all, you must understand that by the express provision of Section 221 of the 1999 Constitution, only political parties are allowed by law to canvass for votes. So politicians must belong to a political party to be able to contest election and canvass for votes. Now, this now brings us to the next issue. Having become a member of parliament under the platform of a political party, can you defect to another political party without consequences? Again, our law provides for consequences for defection. If you look at the provision of Section 68, subsection 1E of subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution. Now, the whole of Section 68, subsection 1, provide for grounds upon which a member of the National Assembly could lose his seat. And one of those grounds is where you defect from one political party to the other before the expiration of your term. And the consequences is that you lose your seat. Now, the Constitution now goes on to provide a proviso to say, except that defection is as a result of factionalization of your political party or as a result of a merger of your political party with another political party. Now, what you see is the fact that politicians now take advantage of the proviso to always claim that there are divisions in their political parties, and that is why they are moving. And sometimes you see that because they want that to happen, they intentionally create the division. We saw it in 2015 when the NPDP was created out of PDP. Now, those who did that calculated properly because that was an avenue for them to move. And the same thing when the RAPC started, of course, it was clear to everybody that they were looking for an avenue to take advantage of the proviso of Section 68, subsection 1G, to say there's factionalization. Now, so basically, the Constitution provides for consequences for defection, but again, in the same Constitution, if you can bring yourself within the proviso to claim that there's factionalization in your party or there's a merger, then you're protected.
In recent times, people took the McAfee sheriff matter as reason for defection, also in their states, national level, and then coming to their states. But essentially, what should be the actual parameters to warrant a defection?
In 2015, the Supreme Court had an opportunity, in fact, another opportunity, to make a clear pronouncement on that issue in the case of Abegunde versus Ondo State House of Assembly. And the narrow issue, the very narrow issue before the Supreme Court was whether, having defected, he could retain his seat, citing that factionalization in the Labour Party. And the Supreme Court was clear in stating that such factionalization or division in the political party must be at the national level. It did not stop there. It must also be in such a manner that the party will not be able to function. So it is not enough to just say, okay, a group of people have this agreement and are on their own. And in fact, the Supreme Court relied on its earlier decision in Fedeco and Guni and Attorney General versus Abubakar. Now, all of this were considered by the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court stated it emphatically that, one, the division must be at the national level, and it must be in such a manner that the political party will not be able to function. The Supreme Court did not just rely on Section 68 in coming to this decision. The Supreme Court went further to rely on Section 221 and 222 of the Constitution, which provides that, a political party must have headquarters in Abuja, must be national, must not be must have that national outlook. So the Supreme Court looked at all of that and said, those are the things that must happen before you can defect.
Some have argued that defection is democratic, but some have argued that it's not in the best interest of any democracy. There's a lot of selfish interest and also not in the best interest of the people. Do you agree?
I can only speak from the legal perspective, but if we want to look at the political aspect of it, I think one should be careful before we just jump the gun and say all defections are not in the interest of the people. Now, don't forget that these defectors still go back to the people to seek for votes in any of these political parties. Yes, there are a lot of them that are not in the interest of the people, and there could still be some that are in the interest of the people. Don't forget, as we say, there are instances of political gladiators in states and at the national level who, because of disagreement with one person or the other, or with a group within their political party, will not be able to function within their political party. And I'll give various instances. I mean, if in Benue, you have a Barnabas Gamadi, who was one time the chairman of the PDP. In 2015, the then governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suswan, was eyeing the Senate seat. So there was a collision between him and the governor. So it was difficult for him at that point to get the ticket of the political party. But he felt the people wanted him. So he defected from the PDP to the APC. And he and the governor contested, and he won. Now, for that kind of a person, I mean, to that person, you cannot tell him that his defection wasn't in the interest of he will tell you that he defected, and his people followed him and voted him. One other thing that I have to point out, because you said something about some people saying it is unconstitutional. Don't forget Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution allow people to give people the freedom of association. So that is a constitutional right. So if a group of people feel that, well, I cannot associate with this group of people, nothing stops them from moving to another group where they will associate. But politically, it does not help our polity.